Hey guys, this is video number 2 of my 2020 through hike gear series, and this is pretty much all that's going, at least from the start. Some of this stuff will get changed out as it warms up, but we're going to start with the feet and work our way up. All right, guys. So this is basically the feet. This is Darn Tough socks. Those are Dirty Girl Gators, and those are Zensa calf compression, which obviously really isn't for my feet, but lower legs. And this is the same stuff I took in 2018, and it all worked really well. The Gators are actually new. I lost one of them in transit, I think, so I had to buy another pair, but they're pretty cool. They're woodland camo. Check that out. Oh, yeah. And that's for the feet. Ex officio boxer briefs, same pairs that I took with me in 2018. I haven't even worn these since I got back, so they still got a lot of life left in them. Okay, guys, for the pants, I'm gonna go with Arc'teryx Apton shorts, which are really lightweight. They're just nylon shorts with a drawstring, so there's no reason to have to take a belt with me. They're really comfortable. They have a nice long inseam. I don't really like short shorts. I like shorts that come down to about my knees, and these fit the bill perfectly. I also have some Under Armour leggings that I'm going to take, and I'm going to carry those until it warms up a little bit. All right, for shirts, I'm going with the same basic idea that I went with in 2018 because it really worked out well for me. Taking one short sleeve shirt, which is the blue one, and one long sleeve shirt, which is the gray one. Both of them are smart wool, and they're really light, comfortable, work great. So I'm going to give those a shot in the beginning and see how that goes. And for the summer, I have this Ex Officio Bugs Away Halo shirt. This thing has the built-in bug repellent, so it should hopefully keep ticks and whatnot off of me. But it's a really nice shirt. It's well vented. It's got this big, huge mesh vent in the back of it. It's got pockets on it. Super lightweight. Good sunscreen also. So I think this is going to be a great shirt for the summer. As for base layers, good old Capilene. This is Patagonia Capilene. That is the same. The blue is the same pants that I took with me in 2018. And the black shirt is an identical copy of a gray shirt that I took with me in 2018. I had both, and I took the gray one last time, and it's a little ratty, so I'm bringing the black one this year. One thing I did do last year, I noticed a lot, was I actually wore the base layer hiking rather than the long sleeve shirt that I took, just because I wanted more warmth. So I'm sure that's going to happen here. I'll probably be wearing this shirt quite a bit hiking also, but this is more or less sleep clothes, extra warmth, that type thing. For my insulation layers, I've got the Arc'teryx Cerium hoodie that I took in 2018 and the Rab Alpha Flash mid layer that I took. Both of these pieces worked flawlessly. I mean, I could not have been happier with either one of them. So they're going back with me, and I'm just thankful to have them because, like I said, this is the Alpha Flash jacket here to the right. That's just a great layer to wear when you're actually hiking. I mean, it just breathes so well. I think I said in a video, or I said to somebody that, if I were starting in April, if I were starting in the middle of April, man, I would be tempted just to bring that and a rain jacket and be done with it, and not even bring a puffy jacket, because between that and the rain jacket, that's a really warm combo. But man, you throw in that Arc'teryx Cerium hoodie, and it just, man, you're ready for just about anything. So both of these pieces are going, and I'm really happy to have them. Okay, guys, these are the gloves I'll be taking. If you watched my 2018 videos, then you recognize the Doc Stein Woolwear mittens. Those things are just unbelievably warm. They are the warmest glove that I have probably ever owned. So they're light enough and packable enough that it's worth carrying them for the beginning of the hike when it's going to be, winter conditions. I just having something that warm just makes me feel good, and I wore the heck out of them. I wore them, probably half the time. But the other set of gloves you see here are a bit of a change from what I took in 2018. I took possum down gloves from Z-Packs, and those worked pretty well. I mean, they kept my hands warm. I just felt like they wore out really quickly. The trekking poles just abused the crap out of a pair of gloves, and they just between the first finger and the thumb just wore completely out. I mean, they're basically not usable now. So I wanted to get something that was a little burlier, and I got to look, and I found these Outdoor Research, I think they're called Flurry sensor gloves, and they're basically the same idea. They're about the same weight. They may weigh just a hair more than the possum down gloves, but they're definitely a lot tougher. They actually have these pads in here that are glued on. I don't know how long that's going to stay on there with trekking poles. We'll just have to wait and see, but at least they made an attempt to reinforce this area, because this is the area I'm talking about. That just wears completely out with trekking poles. But they're warm enough. They say they're windproof, but from the reviews I've read, they're not very waterproof. Like, they're not going to keep your hands dry, but as long as they keep them warm, that's really what matters anyway. So we're taking the Doc Stein Woolwear and the Outdoor Research as the gloves. For headwear, we have the Black Rock down beanie. Man, I love that thing. I have a Patagonia cap, and why am I taking both? Well, I used both of them in 2018. I used the Patagonia to actually hike in, and then I saved that for camp and sleeping and just hanging out. It was just really warm, really nice. And then in 2018, I also brought a buff, and this isn't the buff I took, and this isn't the one I'll be bringing, but I couldn't find the one I'm bringing. This one I don't think is wool. I've actually got a wool one that I took, and I really enjoyed having it. Kept my neck warm. But one thing I didn't like was how it sat on your face. When you tried to pull it up over your head to cover your ears up a little bit, it I don't know, it just didn't really want to stay. So this year I bought a super lightweight merino wool balaclava. I think that's how you say that, balaclava. Anyways, I'm going to give that a shot. I think that's going to come in real handy. I think between that and the buff, my head and neck will really be protected, and then stick the beanie on, and man, I'm ready for anything. So that is the headwear. And now for the rain gear. In 2018, and man, I had so many questions about it. I took an Outdoor Research Helium HD jacket. That was my rainwear, and man, I loved that jacket. Still do love that jacket, still have the jacket. But this year, that jacket had a lot of miles on it, by the way. I mean, that jacket's not only was my through hiking jacket, but I've worn that jacket everywhere, and it's just, it's old. I mean, I'm not certain that thing is ready for another through hike or not. It very well could be just a refresh of the nick wax. But man, I heard about this technology that Columbia came out with, where basically it's called out dry, and what they do is they put the waterproof membrane is the actual outer shell. There's no, it's not like a laminate where they laminate cloth over the top of it. This is the part that actually repels the water, which you see on the outside. And if you look, you can see it's actually seam sealed on the outside here and here. And what this kind of guarantees is that this jacket will not wet out. There were a few times, when the day I walked into Bland, if you watched that, that was a day that my Outdoor Research jacket actually wet out. I mean, the entire jacket was soaked. It was soaked from the inside through the outside. And all my clothes got really wet, and it just really kind of made it probably important that I was able to get off the trail at the end of the day, which fortunately I was able to. But because I really didn't have any way to dry that stuff out. It was snowing, it was cold, it was all going to stay just super wet, and I wouldn't have really had anything dry to wear the next day in freezing conditions. So the idea of a rain jacket that does not wet out just sounds like an interesting idea anyway, and it's something that I want to try. So I bought this jacket. This is the Outdoor Research X Featherweight. This is the lightest one, man. This jacket only weighs 7 ounces, so it's actually a good deal lighter than the Outdoor Research jacket I took. And I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll have the other jacket kind of waiting in the wings if this thing gives me any kind of trouble. You know, if it rips, the material's kind of thin. I mean, it feels okay, but you never know. I mean, if this thing gets ripped up real easy or something, kind of like a dry ducks or something, then at least I'll have another jacket I can have sent out to me that, you know, I feel at least won't rip up on me. And then I am taking the Outdoor Research Helium pants. These go with the jacket that I took in 2018. And these things worked out great. They're super. They kept me dry, and I was happy with them. So, and they're super light. I think they weigh 7 ounces, something like that. So they're definitely going. And that is the rain gear. Man, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how is he going to fit all that crap in his backpack? Look at all that. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm wondering that myself, but somehow it all seems to go. All right, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the clothing video. I think the next one we'll do will be basically the electronic accessories I talked about. And in that one, we're going to cover basically the phone I'm bringing, the battery charger I'm bringing, the headlamp. We're going to cover the stove I'm bringing, you know, the cook system I'm bringing, and then like other accessories, sunglasses, crap like that. So hopefully that one won't be as long as this one. We'll just kind of rush through it. But and I may have rushed through this one a little bit. So if you do have any questions on any one of these pieces or how anything works or anything, definitely ask me, and I will be more than happy to respond to you, okay? All right, well, that's going to do it. I appreciate it.